and the Systems Administrator, Senior Lecturer at UICT. UICT is under Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. Today we have had a session on cybersecurity for ICT innovation. So going back to your question, companies these days are advisable. They do cybersecurity awareness training for their staff at the minimum twice a year. Much as in October, that month is called the month of cybersecurity awareness. So we think it's mandatory that in October, all companies and MDAs must have cybersecurity awareness training for their staff. But in addition to October, they must have another awareness training because of the trends of these cybersecurity attacks. It is now common knowledge that a month can't pass when you have not heard about cyber attacks or cyber crime and all that. So that's what we advise companies to do. Given advancements in technology and with the emerging technologies, these are artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, cloud computing, and so many things in software development. Innovations or those ICT innovations, you find that ICT innovators are constantly pushing technology. So because of that, they are introducing new attack vectors where cyber criminals can now come in and attack the systems. So we have cyber crimes like poison attacks. We have man in the middle attacks. We have distributed denial of service attacks, which come through these emerging technologies. So we advise cyber security innovators or people who are in cyber security to be on constant outlook to check for emerging threats in cyber security, because every day there is something new which comes up. So we advise, first of all, innovators to be constantly checking on the open worldwide web application project to check on the top 10 cyber security vulnerabilities, so that when they are designing their solutions, they know that these are the vulnerabilities which can come in the systems, and this is how we can fix those problems. So that's the first thing. Then we also advise the innovators to constantly be checking the trends of these cyber attacks, because through that then you get to know, you research and know that these attacks, this is how they come in and this is how we can fix them. So in a nutshell, that's what we advise innovators to do. In addition, of course, in the basic practices, because they are basic practices, things like updating their firmware systems, updating devices. For example, operating system must be updated. If your solution you are coming up with is sitting on an operating system which is not updated, that's already a security vulnerability. So you must be updating your systems, firmwares, operating systems, and apps, so that you know you are using a stable and secure version when you are coding. So that's what we advise innovators to do in order to fix these problems in emerging technologies, because the trend of these emerging technologies, there are so many things which are taking place. For example, in the cloud, there is what we call code as a service. So when you look at code as a service, that means the innovator is supposed to be on top of just writing the code. He has to do research and know what vulnerabilities can this code, which vulnerability does this code have, how can attackers attack the system. So these are the common things we advise innovators to be looking for. Artificial intelligence, actually most of the systems which are designed these days, because of the emerging technologies, they are using artificial intelligence, because cybersecurity, as we saw in our session, there are three elements in cybersecurity if you are to fix the problems which are there. First of all, you must look at the people themselves. They can be a threat. Then you have to look at the processes. You have to look at technology. So you will realize that it is AI, artificial intelligence, which can be the monitoring arm for those three elements. So artificial intelligence can be used to monitor now the people, their activities on daily basis, because a human being, you can't be there to monitor people throughout all the time. So it's artificial intelligence which can be used to monitor processes from point A to point B. As innovators, we have seen the process of innovation, where it starts from idea generation, research and development, then they come up with a prototype. After having a prototype, then they do development, where they develop now a prototype into a product or service. Then from there, they do the testing. So all that process, before you come to feedback and the evaluation, all that process can be monitored using artificial intelligence. So cybersecurity helps us in doing what we can say, to do the checks for all those processes in ICT innovation. So that's why we encourage to use artificial intelligence to reduce on the cybersecurity threats or attacks. There are many certifications in cybersecurity. Most of them, they are aligned to the field. For example, accountants have their certification in cybersecurity. We have the information security guys have their certification, like CISA certification. There's CIS, the service manager, CISM. All those are certifications in cybersecurity. But to start with, someone must certify in cybersecurity. There's a general certification in cybersecurity which is called CC. So I will recommend for any person who is interested in cybersecurity to certify in CC, because that's the foundation certification for cybersecurity. Yeah. Then there are so many other advanced, of course, certifications for cybersecurity. And now in the cloud, there are other certifications. If you want to be a certified person in cybersecurity, but in the cloud, there are also other certifications basically for cybersecurity in the cloud, because this cybersecurity is broken into different areas. We have cybersecurity in banks, we have cybersecurity military, we have cybersecurity in space. So there are so many certifications depending on what you want to do. But the general foundation is certifying in general cybersecurity, and that is CC. It's called CC. Of course, there are different frameworks or protocols we can use when you have any cybersecurity incident. There are different protocols or frameworks which we base on. There's NIST, there's COBOL. All these are frameworks which we use for when we are addressing cybersecurity. But depending on which angle, as I've told you, because there are different fields of cybersecurity. So there's ISO, there are so many. So depending on which angle you want to approach the cybersecurity incident, then that's a protocol you can adopt depending on what you want to address. Because most of them have something different, but they have common principles of information security, which enforce confidentiality, availability, and integrity of information or data. So after that, then depending on the approach you want to take, then you can divert and adopt a different protocol.